Chef Stephanie Tucci, aka Stephanie, I like that, is here in the Cityline Samsung kitchen to bake us oat flour, chocolate, chunk, sea salt cookies. Yes!
You got it.
Oh my gosh, welcome to Cityline, Stephanie.
Thank you for having me.
I'd love to have you here no matter what, but particularly because you're making a chocolate chunk cookie.
You got it.
I'd love for you to tell our viewers a little bit about your approach to food and cooking.
Absolutely. So Tracy, what I essentially do is I take my training as a chef and my training as a nutritionist. I meld them together to create food that's truly just wholesome without diet culture and fads and trends. My philosophy behind everything that I make, whether it's savory food or dessert, is to simply just choose better. Choose better ingredients.
See, I like that because it's not punitive.
Yeah,
it's not like here are the rules.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just eat real food.
Exactly.
Right? Now for today's oat flour chocolate chunk sea salt cookies, you will need butter, vanilla, coconut sugar, an egg, oat and tapioca flour, baking soda, dark chocolate, and Malden salt. Okay, where do we start?
Okay, so what I've done is I've preheated the oven to 375 and I've lined a baking sheet with parchment paper.
Yep.
That's step one. Then you're gonna come over to your mixer. Now, if you don't have a mixer at home, you can go ahead and just use a good old bowl and a wooden spoon, or you can use a hand mixer, whatever you have available, okay? So first we're gonna start by adding the sugar. So I'm gonna add the sugar right into my bowl. Now I'm using coconut sugar. It's the staple sugar that I use behind most things that I'm baking.
Okay.
And I'm gonna add melted butter.
Yeah. What do you love about the coconut sugar anyways? There's so many options out there.
Right, so first and foremost, coconut sugar has a really nice caramel flavor. That's what I love about it. And so it just gives this like really rich depth of sweetness almost to your baked goods.
Yeah, totally.
So now we're gonna mix this together. Just for about a minute.
Okay.
So now we're gonna add in 1 egg.
Yeah.
And we're gonna add just a splash of vanilla. And we're gonna mix this together to now emulsify.
Okay. Ooh, so it's going faster.
Yeah.
Okay. How many cookies would you make in one of your batches? How much does a batch make?
So, okay, it depends on the size. So the scooper that we're using today, the yellow handle scooper, you're gonna get about 10 cookies. But again, it'll yield up to 18 if you choose to make them smaller.
Okay, good.
So keep
See,
that in mind.
I'm already thinking about the eating part. Yeah. Okay, next step.
So now we're gonna go with the dry ingredients. So you're gonna get a separate bowl. And the stars today are the gluten-free oat flour and tapioca starch, okay? And keep in mind, if you are celiac, you need to make sure that your oat flour is certified gluten-free. That goes across the board with any oat products, okay?
And why do you want to use the tapioca? You can go ahead and pour as we chat about it, but why would you add that in?
Okay, so the tapioca starch, again, we have no gluten, right? So it's gonna be our binder. It's gonna be that thing that creates a cohesive dough. And then the oat flour is my favorite gluten-free flour, essentially because it's whole grain and it holds together so well. So I'm not gonna send you to the store to go looking for like xanthan gum and guar gum. It's just gonna work.
Okay.
Sea salt.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
A little help here. Okay.
A little sticky.
A little sticky. Baking soda, half a teaspoon. And I'm just gonna give this a quick little mix, and then we're gonna add it into our mixing bowl here with everything else.
Okay. So you said we can use go for it. You can use the, like the professional, like that's a good mixer you have there. You can use the hand mixer at home.
You can use the hand mixer
You
at
can
home.
use your biceps, which Stephanie is not telling us, but obviously she uses.
Listen.
You've got some nice arm definition there, my friend.
It's my secret fitness tip.
I love it. It's good.
Okay, so a good tip with gluten-free baking, you can't overmix it. We don't have any gluten,
good.
okay? So we're gonna mix it just until it comes together and done.
Okay.
Okay? And then the secret ingredient to all this is the amount of chocolate that I'm using, okay?
Well, this is the good part. I've been looking at that the whole time. Okay.
If you're gonna make chocolate chip cookies, whether you're using chips or chunks, I always like to add a 1/4 cup extra than what a traditional recipe would call for.
This is, I'm applauding you.
If you're eating a chocolate chip cookie and you don't break into it and it doesn't like ooze chocolate, throw it out.
Right? You don't need that kind of negativity in your life. Okay, you use the dark chocolate.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
what if I wanted to use the milk chocolate?
Yeah, you can use milk chocolate, you could use white chocolate. My only suggestion, if you're using white chocolate, maybe skip on the Maldon salt, which we're gonna add at the end.
Okay.
And it's gonna be much sweeter. So just keep that in mind, okay?
I'm okay with that.
At this point, we are gonna unhook everything.
Yeah.
And as you can see, Tracy, it's quite soft. So we wanna get this into the fridge.
Yeah.
Okay, before we can start scooping. So I've already gone ahead. I'll put this one in and I'll take out our pre-made dough.
And this just helps so
scoop.
that we can actually get it out onto the tray without it becoming
absolutely.
a big...
And then it'll hold its form, right? Otherwise, you're gonna have cookies that don't hold its form.
Right.
So 2 options for you. You can use a ice cream scooper or a cookie scooper or whatever you like to call it. The yellow handle is the size that I usually kind of choose across the board.
Okay.
Or if you don't have this at home, you can do like 2 tablespoons worth. So I'll get my hands messy. You can use the scooper. And it's going to be really, this is also where like the bicep workout comes into play. You know?
Now, should I be filling this whole scoop with stuff?
I would, yeah.
Because that's a big cookie now.
Yep.
I mean, I have no problem with that.
That's what we want. So this is what we're doing. Usually what I do is I pat them down just a little bit.
Yeah.
Only because, I don't know, I like them to spread nice and evenly. We'll do one more.
Oh, this is the best Play-Doh I've ever had. I want to eat it.
Play-Doh
It's the most delicious Play-Doh. That looks huge. Is that okay?
No, that's fine. Absolutely fine.
Okay.
Okay.
You really did this with the chocolate, huh? There's so much. Okay,
There's
we better go get the ones.
Absolutely. Let's get the ones that are in the oven.
Yeah.
Because we don't need those to burn, and we'll finish them up.
Okay.
So I'm going to set this aside.
Yeah, you go ahead.
We can bake those later. And we'll get rid of this guy, and I'm going to reach into the oven, and I'm going to grab our ready cookies.
Woo, they're ready.
Okay.
If I want it to be soft and chewy, how long am I leaving it in for?
So for soft and chewy, 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want a cookie with more of a snap or more of a crisp, I would say 11 to 14 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have our Maldon salt.
Yes.
I'm just a little sprinkle. This isn't to make a cookie salty. It's to just balance that flavor between the sweetness from the coconut sugar, the little bitter note from the dark chocolate. And if you are a sweet and salty person, this is your jam.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, it looks absolutely delicious, and I can't wait to get in there. But you should have seen the entire multi-layered cake Stephanie helped Deepa make in an episode, the latest episode of Deepa Does It. So what was your big takeaway from this whole episode and working with Deepa?
So to be honest, it was hilarious. She did such a great job. But I think what the biggest takeaway was, Deepa really learned how difficult it can be to decorate and layer a cake and how much work goes into it. Like, she was spending so much time, she almost missed her segment on Kiss 92.5.
Oh my gosh.
So that's just what people don't really realize when it comes to cake decorating. So,
and that's why if you're out there in the market and you're getting like a beautifully gorgeous decorated cake, like my parents see the price I sometimes pay for the kids' birthday cakes, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
It's not just from the grocery store. Like, there's a lot happening there.
There's a lot of prep work, a lot of design. It's not just popping a cake in the oven. There's multiple steps and days work of prep to create your final masterpiece.
That's right. Oh my gosh, I so love that you did this. So the newest episode of Deepa Does It featuring Stephanie premieres today. Watch it exclusively on our Cityline YouTube channel. And remember, new episodes of Deepa Does It air every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Subscribe so you'll never miss a moment of the delicious